The narcissist's deepest fears. If you've lived with a narcissist or married to a covert narcissist, you'll have an idea what your partner or husband and wife, what their fears and weaknesses are. I could work out quite a lot of my wife's fears and weaknesses. I realised once when we had an holiday and I took the dog out for a long walk and came back, that I knew that my wife suffered from a fear of being abandoned because of the reaction I got when I came back from the walk. So over a period of time, you should be able to work out roughly what their fears are. And I realised from an early stage that because you're dealing with a narcissist, one of their fears is being exposed. The collapse of their false self, or somebody exposing them by, it can be anybody, that can be you or somebody else. They don't like the idea because they hide behind this mask. They want everybody to think that they're the perfect person in the world. So that is one of them. And if you ever want intimacy with a covert narcissist, this is when I knew that something was wrong in my marriage. In the love bomb, I got intimacy, but to me, there was something missing, but I couldn't put my finger on it at the time. And the reason why they won't give you intimacy properly, it's all fake. But obviously you don't realise that while later on down the line. And it's because for them to give true intimacy, they would have to lose power and control. So they choose to keep the power and control and give you fake intimacy. And that's 100% true. Everything is fake about this person. And it's all to do with them keeping the power and control. So they've got loads of hidden insecurities inside. They fear being exposed. And there's quite a lot that's going on in their life that you will never ever find out about. Only probably find some of it out when your relationship's done, but you'll not find anything about it when you're in it. And it's up to you to work out what their fears are, or if you can. I stumbled across something when I was, everybody knows now I've exited it and I've been out quite a few weeks with Bonnie the boxer. But for the last maybe 2 to 3 months at least, it could be slightly longer, when I knew that the devaluation for me, I was going to end that and walk away. And I decided, I'd read an article and I decided to go quiet. And people were saying things about this grey rock and stuff like that. So I just decided to go really quiet, not get involved in anything at all. And if the narcissist asked me a question, I would answer it, but I would answer it with the minimum amount of words that I could get away with. And it was all so that I didn't antagonise her and I didn't allow her to provoke me, because I knew that every provocation that she did to me, that if I reacted to it, she would get supply from it. And I was determined that I was going to try and choke some of this supply off. And the only way that I could do that was by me going quiet. And it worked. And what it did, I think, it gave me a little bit of clarity to have a think about how to get out properly rather than being in a confused mess. So I actually think it helped me in a way, because by having less interaction with her, that meant she was getting less supply off me. I wasn't interested that she'd got 2 smartphones and a tablet in her hand. If she wanted to get it off them, that was fine by me. I knew I was going to go. But I didn't want to give her the satisfaction of trying to wind me up or provoke me into a reaction to get some. And I just went. I wasn't a grey rock. I would have said I was like a black stone. I was just quiet. It was like as though you were sat in corner on a seat, on a naughty seat at school, and you couldn't talk. And that's how, and I read something that gave me an idea, but then I put this into practice myself. And I think this is the reason why when I've got away, I feel okay now. I'm not 100% right, but I definitely feel a lot different to what I did when I was in the other house with the narcissist. So I feel a lot different. So, and I think my decision to go quiet definitely helped me, because what you need to do is you need to stop trying to be understood by them, which is what I used to do. I used to double explain myself, triple explain myself, until I worked out that it was all about control, and then I stopped all that. So you've got to stop all that, and then the best thing to do really is don't try and win with them at anything. So if they want to try and start any type of disagreement, argument, whatever, just let them carry on and just answer yes or no. And most of the time just say, yeah, okay. And that's how I did it. It was the minimum amount of words that I could get away with. So I'd taken that away from them. I was letting them win everything as they thought they was winning, because it wasn't provoking me. And I stopped explaining myself, because by explaining yourself and you want to make yourself be understood, that gives them supply again. So I stopped all that. And I'd already said to you when I walked away that I didn't need any answers. And I didn't, because all the answers was there in the verbal abuse, the silent treatment, the gaslighting, the stonewalling. To me, all the answers that I needed was all in them different parts of their little playbook. Over a period of time, with different things that were said to me, I'd got the answers out of it. So I didn't need any answers, because what they do is they thrive on your confusion. When they get you all flummoxed and all worked up and provoked, and you suddenly become a bit confused, because you'll just think, God, where did all that come from? And you're a bit, not all over the place, but you think that it's a bit strange, and any negative thoughts that you've got in your head will create a bit of confusion. So I stopped all that, and I found that once I started to pull that away, I found that I was giving the narcissist less supply. But what I did notice was she has 2 smartphones and a tablet. Don't ask me why. I think you know. So she just spent all her time on them 2 smartphones and tablets. So it was quite obvious she was getting a supply off them. And what I was withholding from her, she was probably doubling down and getting more off whatever she was doing. It was simple. And then when I actually walked away, and I'll sit here and tell you now, you want to take revenge because you feel as though you've been badly done to. But now I've got away and I've seen the light a bit, and I know I'm picking up, and I know exactly that I've worked out everything that happened. I know for a fact that I know I'm going to be okay now. But when I was stuck in the relationship, I wasn't sure. I was really confused. So I don't need any answers. And then I don't give them any reaction towards the end before I actually left. And when I left, I don't give them any reaction at all. And what you've got to do is you've got to learn that when you've come away, that you are okay without them. And the faster you teach yourself, because a lot of it's in your head, a lot of it you'll be sat there thinking, oh God, I probably miss her a bit for this, I miss her a bit for that. What you've got to get into your head is, it was powerful, it was sadistic, it was vulgar, it was abusive, it was aggressive, there was stonewalling, gaslighting, rage fits. Everything that you don't want in your life, you got. So you've got to sit there and tell yourself, no, you're fine. I'm absolutely fine. And that's how you've got to pull yourself away from them and tell yourself that you can live without them. They need you more than you need them, because they need supply from you. You don't need supply from them. You just need to get rid of all the negativity that's come your way. So what I was doing, and I didn't realise, and I think this is one of their deepest fears, everything that I did, I think it's called indifference. And all what you're doing is you're just being different to what you used to be. That's all it is. So because I did at certain times react to certain situations, then decided that I'm just feeding this girl with supply. So I decided to like do what I said and go quiet. And that's being indifferent, because you're going from reaction to not reacting. So that's being different or indifferent. So, and that's exactly what I did. But I stumbled across it on my own. But I believe that it's one of the best tactics that you can use. And I think it's their deepest fear, because you go quiet, so you cut their supply. I know they can go online and get more supply. And I actually think they fear what you do when you pull away. They don't want you to pull away, because that's why they ask to be friends and stuff like that. Because they still want to get the supply off you. So when you pull away and you've got over them, and you've told yourself that you'll be all right without them, it's not a problem. They need you more than you need them. They don't like that. And I think the indifference is one of their deepest fears. I think they can live with somebody trying to expose them, because I think they can lie their way out of it. There's no revenge, being exposed and everything like that. I think their deepest fear is when you go indifferent, or when you do opposite to what they want you to do. I think they realise that they're losing control. They're losing the dominance, the control, and they're also losing you, because you are pulling away. So that's what I did. I'm not saying it'll work for everybody, but it definitely worked for me. Go quiet, get rid of them narcissists, and have a nice life. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.